Today we're playing Pauper Mill, also known as the Persistent Petitioners Combo deck. It's a spicy one. Let's go check it out. In front of you is Persistent Petitioners Combo, also known as Simic Mill and Pauper. What is Persistent Petitioners? Well, it's a 2-mana creature for 1 and a blue. It's an advisor, and it's a 1/3. You could pay 1 and tap it. Target player mills a card. You could tap 4 advisor creatures, and target player mills 12 cards. And then you can have any number of Persistent Petitioners in your deck. The target player is actually really relevant because there's some games where you would like to target yourself so that way you can hit Gnaw to the Bone and gain a bunch of life, because your deck plays 34 creatures. So that way, against decks like Mono Red, you have really good game against them. Well, what are the other advisors? Well, every creature in the deck that isn't Generosent is an advisor. You have Glistener Seer that actually allows you to scry in order to find the Persistent Petitioners. And then you have some changelings like Moth Dust Changeling and Mass Vandal, which, is pretty good against the affinity decks that are really popular right now. And then you have creatures that cantrip, either via clue tokens like this Fortune Teller or Pond Prophet. So that's really what the deck does. You're just looking to deck your opponent with Persistent Petitioners and a bunch of advisors, and stay alive using Gnaw to the Bone and Moment's Peace. Your sideboard is really there to shore up any matches that might give you problems, like graveyard strategies. That's why we're playing Bazooka Bog, because you could pick it up with your Simic Growth Chamber, or even Fairy Macabre for decks like Spy, where they do everything at instant speed. And then versus blue decks, we have Dispel, and then for burn, Blue Elemental Blast. That's the idea. That's this Simic Mill Combo deck. Hopefully we do well today. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And I'm just sort of excited to play something a little bit different on the channel. It's been a long time since I've played Mill. Hopefully it does well. So if you enjoy this content, let me know in the comments section. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And let's head on into match number 1. I'll see you there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop, or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to match number 1. We're on the draw. We have a very good hand. I will keep. No clue what the opponent's playing today. They play an island and ponder. We'll play the Tangled Islet and pass. They play another island and they just pass the turn. We'll play a Tangled Islet. I don't want to risk getting hit by a Force Spike, so I'm going to take a turn off, and then next turn I'll just play one of my cards. They cast a Brainstorm, and no shuffle effect. No Mental Note, no Thought Scour, so they're redrawing one of those cards. And now they're playing another Brainstorm. This is a sign of desperation. Preordain, yeah. This is not plays that you make from strength. Now they play land number 3. We'll play a land, and we'll play a Persistent Petitioners. It resolves, and now we pass. Spire Golem, sure. It's been a long time since I've seen that. We draw Generous End. We'll play Forest. Let's try another Petitioners. They counterspell, and now we can punish them by playing Mass Vandal and exiling the Spire Golem. Might as well attack. They play land number 5. They play Sleep of the Dead on my Persistent Petitioners and 2 Cryptic Serpent and Tolarian Terror. They have 1 card in hand. Now they have none. Well, that's dangerous. Okay. So I'll play my land. We'll play Petitioners and another Mass Vandal. Pass the turn. They drew Demon Furier. No way. I think we just lost. We'll do second from top. So I'm going to take 16 here down to 4. So if I draw a advisor here, we could actually target ourselves and then Gnaw to the Bone to stay alive. And we did. Okay, so I'll play the Pond Prophet. And then I know that my top card is a creature, so do I want to mill right now? So I'd have to mill how many? So I need to gain 18. I'm sorry, I need to go up to at least 18. So I need to mill at least 7 creatures for this to be a good play. I think I'm going to play a little bit more conservatively. I'm going to just draw the Petitioners, and then I'll block once and then mill. Okay, so we'll go to blocks. I'm wondering if I should block with 2, but that might be greedy. If I block here, I would only need to gain... Yeah, I think this is fine. So I'm going to block like this. And now we'll mill 12. I don't think I hit enough creatures. I did. Okay. And now we'll flashback Gnaw to the Bone. So I am not dead. I go to 5. They play Lorien Revealed. Okay. We draw another Generous Ent. We'll cycle. Grab the Forest. Play it. Play Petitioners. And I think we'll just play Gnaw to the Bone. If they have Force Spike, I lose. They don't. We'll pass. And step they Thought Scour themselves. It's Dispel Inspire Golem. Okay. They're going to use Sleep of the Dead. I think we want to target ourselves here with the Petitioners. So that way I could theoretically hit another Gnaw to the Bone and be okay. And now they'll attack. We'll take 16. Looks like they're going to escape Sleep of the Dead again. Okay. So I'll have 2 untapped creatures. And I know that they cannot counter my Gnaw to the Bone in the graveyard now. Well, I guess they could have a main deck Dispel. They just played a land. I do not have a forest left in my deck for this Generous Ent. There's 1 in the graveyard, 2 here, so there's no point in cycling. We'll flashback Gnaw to the Bone. I'm up to 33, and I think we'll just pass here. In their upkeep, we will Moment's Peace before they can draw a card. Okay. They play another Lorien Revealed. And now a Demon Fury. We'll put it second from the top, because we can Winding Way into it. They play another Terror. Okay, we'll take our draw. It's a land. We'll play Winding Way. Creature. Ding! That was good. We'll play Petitioners. And now we'll play Pond Prophet, which draws a card. I feel like I played this game relatively well. We're down to 15 cards left in deck. We'll play the Moth Dust Changeling and pass the turn. They play a Ponder. And now they draw 3 with a Lorien Revealed. You've got it. They play another land. And I think they're just dead. Yeah, whatever. I'll take 21. Okay. End step, we'll activate the Petitioners, target them. They'll mill 12. 15 cards left in their deck. We'll play Glistener Seer. They have to counterspell. We'll play another Petitioners. They're playing Disrupt in their deck. Alright, and they concede. We've taken game number 1. So we definitely want Bojuka Bog. It slows down their large creatures, but it also means that like Sleep of the Dead can't bother us. And then I think we want Dispel. We saw how good Gnaw to the Bone was there. I don't know if we need the Moment's Peace. I'm interested in keeping in some number of Gnaw to the Bone. Mass Vandal was not particularly good, so I think we could actually probably board those out and just try this. No lands equals no keeps. We will mulligan. This just has the Bojuka Bog. I think we have to go to 5. Keep, get rid of the Generous Ent, and an island. Probably not winning this one. They play an island and pass. We'll play island. They Thought Scour themselves. Now a Ponder. They did not shuffle. They play an island. We'll play Forest into the Forecasting Fortune Teller. I could play Petitioners here, but if they have a Force Spike, I don't want it to get countered. We'll pass. They play a land. We'll play a land. And let's just attack here. I can draw a card on the end step. Don't need to play into anything that they're doing. They had no end step plays. They now play Brainstorm. Sleep of the Dead. Sure, you got it. I don't care about that. Hilarion Terror. We'll draw off the clue. Terror resolves. Okay, so I think here we'll play Winding Way. We'll say Creature. +3 isn't bad. And now we'll play Petitioners. Pass the turn. They play land number 4. We'll take 5 down to 15. Ouch. Another Sleep of the Dead. We drew another Dispel. I'll play a Pond Prophet. They have 4 cards in their hand. They're going to counterspell. I'll fight here. Dispel. They dispel my Dispel. I will dispel your Dispel. You have 2 cards. We'll draw. Okay. I am somehow finding myself in a position where I think we can win this, despite mulliganing to 5. They have land number 5, 2 cards in hand. They use Sleep of the Dead. Still 2 cards in hand. And now they attack. I'll drop down to 10 life. Another Winding Way. Let's play a Petitioners. And I think I'll play the Glistener Seer here to avoid a Force Spike. And now we can just pass. And I think I want to target myself with the first activation, so that way my Gnaw to the Bone is better. We'll take a hit down to 5 life. They resolve a Lorien revealed. End step. We'll activate the Petitioners targeting ourselves. We did hit a Gnaw to the Bone. There's 6 creatures in the graveyard. I think we just want to play it now. We'll flashback, Gnaw to the Bone. See if they have the counter spell. They don't. Okay. We will pass the turn. End step, they Mental Note. 7 lands now. They play a Preordain. This deck is better than I thought it was, I will say that. When we got paired into Mono Blue Terror at the beginning, I was like, I don't know if I can win this. Like, it doesn't seem like a winnable matchup. But here we are, and I'm mulligan to 5, and I feel like we're just in control of the game. They find counter target spell, sure. Now they play a Cryptic Serpent. They attack for 5. We'll just take it. End step, we'll mill them. And then we'll scry using the Glistener Seer. I don't think we want the Moth Dust Changeling. We'll put it on the bottom. Well, that's pretty good. Okay, we'll activate this, target you, and then we'll play another Petitioner, see if they counterspell this. They do. We'll play the Fortune Teller, create a clue token. Now we'll Bazooka Bog them, exile their graveyard and all of those Sleep of the Deads. Pass. So we do need a block here. A block like this and take 5 down to 7, and they're just dead on board. We just beat one of the best decks in Pauper with Simic Mill. That's kind of exciting. We're 1-0 to start off this Pauper League.
Building a new deck usually means getting hit with a dozen different shipping fees from a dozen different sellers. It adds up fast, and honestly, it's the worst part of buying cards. That's why I switched to Card Trader Zero. You shop their global marketplace, but instead of having every seller ship to you, they ship to Card Trader's hub first. Card Trader then packs everything into a single shipment for you, and it saves a small fortune on shipping fees. This package from Card Trader just arrived. These are 4 dark rituals that came from 4 different sellers, but they all arrived in one envelope, and every card was quality checked by the Card Trader team before it hit my door. Check out the link in the description to try Card Trader Zero's optimizer for yourself. Stop paying for multiple shipments and get just one.
Time for the second match. On the draw again, we will keep versus Tower. So this looks like the Ultratron deck. We'll play Tangled Islet, pass. Or it could be Monstertron, actually. They play Ancient Stirrings. They find Urza's Mine. Conduit Pylons, okay. Pulse of Marasa. So this is probably Monstertron. We'll play Persistent Petitioners, pass. They play another Barrels plus the Urza's Mine. Draw Moment's Peace. I think we'll just play the Fortune Teller here. Pass the turn. They cycle Generous Ent, so that confirms that it is Monstertron. End step, we'll mill them for 1. Prophetic Prism. Draw another Tangled Islet. We'll play the Tangled Islet, and then another Petitioners. Get in there for 1 just to prove that I'm the aggro deck. Pass. And it looks like their draw is not coming together because they're not doing anything. We draw another Gnaw to the Bone, which is not particularly strong here. We'll play Winding Way. We'll say Creature. And then we'll play Persistent Petitioners, and this gives us 4 advisors, so that way we can mill them for 12. So the clock is on. And they just concede. Nice. Love it. Alright, this definitely seems like a match where we want the sideboard copies of Moment's Peace. Let's change this over to card view. I don't know how good Mass Vandal really is here. So this is a stock deck list for the Monstertron deck. There's also, I guess we saw the blue card, so we could try looking at this one. Unfathomable Truths. So they have Wandering Colossus. I guess they do have big artifact creatures, so maybe we do keep those in. Okay, I'll leave in Mass Vandal. I talked myself into it. The problem is I don't have anything I want to take out. I do think, like, Gnaw to the Bone is a little slow, but they're also a deck that has 4 Relic of Progenitus, so I don't know if I can rely on this card. And then maybe we'll shave, like, 1 Changeling. Let's try this. Because if they're playing 4 Relic of Progenitus and they're smart enough to leave it in, Gnaw to the Bone might not do anything. This seems fine. We'll keep. From 1 Urza's Power Plant into Expedition Map. We'll play Glistener Seer. Pass. Uh-oh, they're going to have turn 3 Tron. That's not good for me. Upkeep will use the Seer. I think we'll keep the Island. We'll play another Glistener Seer. Play Simic Growth Chamber, pick up Island. Pass the turn. And there's Tron. They just dealt 10 damage to a Glistener Seer. Upkeep will scry. Keep that on top. Now we'll cycle the Generous Ent. Go grab a Forest. And I think we'll just play a Fortune Teller here. Pass the turn. So next turn I can start milling them for 12. And I don't think I care about this Pinnacle kill ship right now. They're going to exile 2 creatures from my graveyard. So I'm glad I boarded out Gnaw to the Bone right now, if they have this on top of the other cards. We'll play another Fortune Teller and the Petitioners. Pass. Conduit Pylons. So they're going to kill my Petitioners here. I think we just need to mill them. Okay. They were going to draw a triple removal spell in a row. So I think milling them ended up working out. Upkeep will scry. I don't need a Moth Dust Changeling. So I drew one anyway. Let's use Growth Chamber, we'll draw a card. Hey, we found another Petitioners, let's go. Petitioners, Changeling. Why don't you mill 12 more? Boom. Pass the turn. Down to 23 cards left in their deck. Maelstrom Colossus. And they cascade into Call Damage Control, which returns 2 cards from their graveyard to their hand. An artifact, a creature, enchantment, or land. So they can pick up to 2 and then choose those. And now they play an Urza's Tower. And they got back a Barrels of Blasting Jelly. So they have a removal spell for my Petitioners, but it's going to take them a turn. I'm at 7 now. We'll play the Pond Prophet. If I get lucky here... Okay, well that was really good. I guess we just want to hold open Moment's Peace. Yeah, I'll pass. They swing. I'll play Moment's Peace. No blocks. And they cast a Generous End. Okay. Interesting. They didn't use the Barrels of Blasting Jelly, but they could always use it at instant speed. We'll mill them for 12. And now they'll use it. Okay. We'll use a clue token to draw a card. We draw another Pond Prophet. Let's play the Pond Prophet. Draw a card. Another land. We'll play Simic Growth Chamber, pick up an island. Pass the turn. I do wonder if I was supposed to target myself with that last mill, but I don't know if that's good or bad, because I do need to draw another Petitioners. They have another Maelstrom Colossus into a Pinnacle kill ship. That's really good for them. Okay, my creature dies. We're just going to flashback Moment's Peace. We win the match if I draw Petitioners. If we don't, we probably lose, but another Moment's Peace would keep me alive. Winding Way. We'll play that. Creature. We hit 1. I think we're dead. So I'll play my land. I have a 1 of chance here to spike one of my 8 remaining Petitioners. So I'll draw off the clue. We did it. Nice. Target you. Better lucky than good. I wonder if I played this game wrong, because I could have targeted myself with that last mill and hit things to keep me alive instead of just putting them lower, but I ended up getting lucky and winning anyway. So we are now 2-0 in this Pauper League.
Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $15.99. This token combo pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens featuring classic Storm and Mana tokens with new inclusions such as our modern Ruby Storm package, but that's not all. Our token pack covers a variety of formats from Pauper to CDH with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game.
Match number 3 on the draw again. This hand is basically a 5-lander, but I think it's fine enough, which might be crazy. I like that we have Gnaw to the Bone against aggro. Our creature cantrips. They have a Nile Spellbomb, sure. Alright, we'll play our Moth Dust Changeling. Pass the turn. So they're on Affinity, they play Chromatic Star. We'll play the Fortune Teller, and now we'll attack for 1. Boom. So I imagine Affinity's a bad matchup. This deck probably can't realistically be a Kirk Clan Shaman, but welcome to Pauper. They play an Ultra Monitor. We will play a Pond Prophet, trigger, and Moth Dust Changeling. Pass the turn. They play a Bridge, Mirror Enforcer, 1 card left in their hand. If I were them, I'd be using the Chromatic Star and the Spellbomb to dig for a Kirk Clan Shaman, but they don't seem to be interested in that. We draw another forest, play the land, Winding Way. Hopefully this hits a Petitioners creature. It does. We'll play Petitioners. They use Chromatic Star, and now they're going to use Nile Spellbomb. I will pass the turn. Seat of the Synod. We'll take 7. Another Ultra Monitor, sure. Alright, end step, we'll target myself. Let's get this Gnaw to the Bone active. Okay, now we'll play our forest. We'll play another Pond Profit. Trigger. Pass the turn. 30 cards left. I think we're going to Petitioners and target myself again. And now we'll gain 32 life. Okay, I'll take 10. They play Reckoner's Bargain. Another Monitor, another Mirror Enforcer, and a land. We'll draw. Play a Changeling. And another Changeling. That's now 8. I will flashback Gnaw. And now we could just double Petitioners them. And they conceded. Nice. Okay, we stole a game. We definitely want to bring in the Blue Elemental Blast for Galvanic Blast and Karkland Shaman. Probably not a great Moment's Peace matchup. I don't think I love the Changeling, so maybe we get rid of those. I'm open to trying this. We will keep. They play the Seat of the Synod. Pass. I'll play land, pass, and then we're going to cycle Generous Ent for a forest, and then if I want to, I can use the Mass Vandal. We'll cycle Generous Ent. We'll grab a basic. Another land wasn't ideal. I think I'll just play a Pond Prophet. I don't know if I want to go after their lands quite yet. Pass the turn. Like, I feel like it might be a waste of a Mass Vandal. Alright, well, they're missing their land drops. I'm definitely going to do it now. Are we playing Panza? Is that what's happening right now? Exile your Great Furnace. Get in there. We'll play Tangled Islet. Pass the turn. No land for the opponent. Are we really going to steal this? We'll play Persistent Petitioners. Listener Seer. And I think we've got it. I don't know if it's possible for me to lose from here. Nice. They conceded. Okay, well, I guess that's how you steal a bad matchup. We're now 3-0 and we have not dropped a game. Beginning to feel a little excited if we're able to make this happen. Stick around and watch the last 2 matches. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. We're on the play this time. It's match number 4. So close. We must mulligan. Another 1-land hand. I think we're going to 5. Like, you can cast a Glistener Seer on turn 2, but I think we can do better. What is with these hands? I guess we'll keep bottom Gnaw to the Bone and the Fortune Teller. Really leaning on Glistener Seer here to hit land number 2. Pass. They play a forest. We're facing Panza, and I mulliganed twice, and we have 1 land. This is not good. Upkeep, scry, keep the land. We'll play Pond Prophet, draw, pass. They have another land. Eldrazi Repurposer, so my land was not destroyed. That's good. Upkeep will scry again. Get rid of the Fortune Teller. We'll play Petitioners, and pass. They play another Utopia Sprawl. 5 mana, Avenging Hunter. That might race me here. I need to draw a forest. If I draw a forest, Gnaw to the Bone becomes very good. They attack for 3, no blocks. Draw. I don't want to upkeep Scry here because it gets rid of my ability to mill. We'll play a Petitioners. Pass the turn. So they now have 10 power. Attacking for 10. This puts me to 7. And they're about to trap me. Okay. Another Eldrazi Repurposer. So realistically, I need to mill myself and then draw one of my 3 basic forests. It's the only way I win this. So we'll use the Petitioners, target myself. No forests, but I did hit a Moment's Peace. Okay. Come on, deck. We'll use the Glistener Seer in the upkeep. Forest. Yes! Let's go! Let's go! Alright, so I have to pass here. I actually don't have that many creatures in the graveyard. So this puts me to 2. No way. Oh, brutal. I have to Moment's Peace here. They finally drew their land destruction. Well, Moment's Peace. I only have 2 untapped forests left in the deck. We're probably dead. Devastating draw. I mean, I got lucky and drew one of my 3 forests, so... brutal. I thought I was going to turn the corner. Draw. Yeah, we're dead. This creature is a 7/6 trample, so I'm not going to be able to soak up enough damage to reasonably come back. Okay, they got me. Oh, that hurt. We'll bring in Moment's Peace. get rid of some Mass Vandal. I don't think Mass Vandal's that good here. Submit. We almost came back on another mulligan to 5, though. Like, this deck is pretty resilient. Also, that's the first game we've lost. Yes, I would like to be on the play. We'll keep. We have Generous Ent for the forest. I do need to draw more lands, though. Play land, pass the turn. We have a forest. Into Arbor Elf. I'll cycle Generous Ent. Grab a basic forest. We'll play the Pond Prophet, and ideally I would draw another land. Another Pond Prophet. They play a forest. Utopia Sprawl. They suplex my Pond Prophet into a Wild Growth. Okay. We'll play another Pond Prophet here. Trigger. Did not draw land number 3. Pass. They have a lot of mana. Annoyed Altasaur into an Arbor Elf. I mean, that might have been best case scenario for me. And we are not drawing the lands we need. I'm going to Winding Way for land here, which seems crazy, but I need mana. We hit a forest, and I just have to pass. They suplex another Pond Prophet. Okay. 2 cards still in hand. Boarding Party. Into Relic of Progenitus. That hurts. And they use the Relic. And now I'll take 12. They had a really good draw. We'll play the Seer. Pass. It's still possible for me to win this, but I need them to quit drawing well. Like, if I'm going to win this, they need to flood out. We'll play Moment's Peace. No blocks. Now they have Avenging Hunter. Yeah. Upkeep will scry. I think we keep that. Guarantees me 1 more land. Or cycle the Generous Ent. This gets... Could I get Tangled Islet? Yeah, I'm not using the mana this turn because I'm forced to play the other Moment's Peace. So we'll play Tangled Islet. Pass the turn. Interesting that they're choosing to... I think they probably should have Surveilled, but that's just me. We will Moment's Peace. Writhing Chrysalis. And a land. They have 1 card now. Upkeep will scry. Keep the land. We'll play a Fortune Teller. Pass the turn. They trap me down to 3. I'll Moment's Peace. Upkeep scry. I think I want Simic Growth Chamber. We'll play the Persistent Petitioners. Play Simic Growth Chamber. Pick up a forest. And now we'll pass. In their upkeep, we will Moment's Peace. They drew into a Bonder's Ornament, which is good for them. So that's a little scary. They play a land. Another Utopia Sprawl. Their lands make a lot of mana now. Another Annoyed Altasaur into another Bonder's Ornament. So they're going to start drawing a lot of cards per turn. Okay. We'll take a draw. We really need an advisor. I'll take a Moment's Peace. That was also very good. So we'll play our land. Let's Winding Way. Creature. We'll play a Changeling. And I think I'm going to pass here. So they get to go into the Undercity now. They find a Generous Ent, which I don't care about. That's fine. They activate Bonder's Ornament. Like I said, they have all the mana in the world here. And now they'll draw again. 4 cards in hand. Moment's Peace. They play an Arbor Elf and a Wild Growth. End step, we'll use the Petitioners targeting them. And then we'll draw off the clue. Play my land. 22 cards left in their deck. I'm trying to think how I lose here. I'll play a Changeling. This allows me to cycle Generous Ent and have Gnaw to the Bone and Moment's Peace up. We'll pass the turn. I wonder if there's a reason to not do this in the main phase. I guess. We'll just pass. Because I could always target myself if I need to gain more life with Gnaw to the Bone. Okay. We'll just use Moment's Peace right now before they draw. So they draw a card. Boarding Party. It's an Avenging Hunter. Okay. So they go a little bit deeper. So they're 1 initiative trigger away from another trap, which would kill me if I couldn't Gnaw to the Bone. They untap their land that makes 1,000,000 mana. Sure. They draw again with the Bonder's Ornament. 17 cards left in their deck. They untap the forest that makes 5 mana. They're going to destroy my Simic Growth Chamber. That's fine. They're going to go to Beginning of Combat. End step. We'll mill them. And I'll cycle Generous Ent. We'll grab the forest. Okay, so... I mean, they don't have any red mana available, so I'm going to not Moment's Peace, Gnaw to the Bone just to gain a few life. Play our land. Target them with the Petitioners. So they are decked. Play Petitioners. Ooh, okay, we did it. Now we have to win game 3. Like, in theory, I could have Mass Vandal in over Moth Dust Changeling in order to hit some of their enchantments. Changeling allows you to start milling a little faster. I don't know. Maybe Mass Vandal's better, just to slow them down. We'll try this. Maybe I boarded wrong for game 2, I'm not sure. Mass Vandal also hits Relic that would allow your Gnaw to the Bones to be good. We'll keep. I like having lands versus the land destruction deck. They have Forest into Arbor Elf, Tangled Islet, pass the turn. They have Utopia Sprawl, their best open. But no follow-up, wow. Okay. We'll play our land, play the Pond Prophet, pass. Mass Vandal, okay. So I could go after that Utopia Sprawl next turn. They're already up to 6 mana. Boarding party. Into land destruction. Why? Come on. Oh, what a brutal start. We'll take 6. Play Tangled Islet. Pass the turn. Yeah, they're just snowballing now. Altasaur. Into Bonder's Ornament. So now they have inevitability too. We'll take 6. End step, cycle Degenerous End. So I'm just trying to think how I can get out of this at the moment. If I play the Mass Vandal, I can block Boarding Party, and an Altasaur would put me to 1. But I'm like dead to an Avenging Hunter after that. So is that a play I want to make? I could also just hold open Moment's Peace for 1 turn, and then next turn do it without sacrificing any of my things, which might be better. So we'll just pass here. Another Altasaur, which reveals an Arbor Elf. Well, Moment's Peace. Play my land. Mass Vandal. We'll go after the Bonder's Ornament. Pass. They have another. They draw a card. We will Moment's Peace. Okay, so this turn we're going to play a Pond Prophet. And then next turn I can play Petitioners, and we're actually like somewhat in this. Gnaw to the Bone. Not terrible. Upkeep. Gnaw to the Bone. I'm sorry, not Gnaw to the Bone. Moment's Peace. Okay, do we actually get to turn a corner here? They destroy a land. That's annoying. That means that I actually can't do both things next turn. So I need to draw another untapped land now. I needed that land, and I didn't. So you could try to Pond Prophet into a land here, but if you miss, you're probably dead. You're definitely dead. The second land destruction spell, I think, did me in. Bummer. You could Winding Way, but you'd have to hit exactly 1 of 2 forests in your deck, which is pretty unlikely. Or if you Pond Prophet and hit an island, you're actually okay. So the alternative is you pass the turn, and then you Moment's Peace, and then you draw a card. And I guess if that card isn't a land, you can still Pond Prophet into an island. But then what are you doing? Because now you don't have a Moment's Peace. So I guess you're supposed to play the Pond Prophet now, because if you miss, you miss, and it doesn't change your outcome next turn either. So we're going to play the Pond Prophet, and we have to draw an island or a forest here. Or another Moment's Peace. I should have been more specific. Not the only tap land remaining in the deck. We just lost. I don't think I can soak up enough damage here. I'll play a Mass Vandal. So they're going to attack for 18. I think I'm dead. So if I throw 2 Mass Vandals in front of an Altasaur, that's not enough to keep me alive, I don't think. I'd have to throw another creature too. Simic Growth Chamber will pick up an island. Pass. They cycle Generous End. They play a forest. So 2 Mass Vandals in front of the Altasaur. A random creature in front of Boarding Party. So block like this. This still puts me... So I have to block with everything, actually. And then I go to 1. That's not dead. And now Gnaw to the Bone gains me a bunch of life. But I have no creatures. They draw with Bonder's Ornament. They play a Wild Growth. And a Writhing Chrysalis. Yep. Another Pond Prophet. Play the land. I think we Winding Way here. Big creature. Play Glistener Seer. Pass the turn. And I had a Gnaw to the Bone, which was good. Upkeep, will, Moment's Peace. They play a land. They draw another land destruction spell. You're killing me here. Eldrazi Repurposer. Upkeep, we will cycle Generous End. I think we just take a draw. Gnaw to the Bone gains 12, which isn't actually enough to keep me alive. So I think I might need a block with this Glistener Seer. I feel like multiple times this game I've had one turn where I need things to go my way, and I can start to really turn the corner to win, and each time I've had my land destroyed. And sometimes that happens in Magic. You're like, you're not going to win them all, but I'd like to win them all. Alright, so we'll play another forest. So Generous End was secretly good here, because now it allows me to gain 2 more life. We will pass the turn. I might still be dead. Like, being at 15, I don't think is actually good enough. So we block the boarding party. Yeah, we're just dead. So I go up to 15, block boarding party. So I guess maybe this turn I was supposed to use the Seer, Pawn Profit, and try to hit exactly another Moment's Piece. That probably would have been the line to win instead of what I did. Oh, they didn't swing out. I'm still in this. We'll go to blocks. Why wouldn't you swing out? You have creatures that can attack. We'll put the Generous Ent on the bottom. Not to the bone. That is not lethal. I do not deserve to still be in this game. We'll play Pond Prophet, trigger, play Glistener Seer, pass the turn. They draw a card. They didn't learn their lesson last turn. We'll play Not to the Bone and gain 16. So this attack brings me down to 1. And then next turn I can play double Petitioners. No, I can't play double Petitioners. I can only play 1. So maybe I soak up a little bit of damage here with the Pawn Prophet. And we'll take 12. Upkeep, we'll use the Seer. Don't need an island. Another Petitioners. We'll play it. They use the Bonder's Ornament. Oh, no! I think the boarding party is going to kill me here. Once again, this was another turn where if they just don't do anything, next turn I get to untap, play my 2 advisors, mill myself, and then we're probably still in it. But I think now we're dead. Oh, they figured out how to attack all. We'll block, and then Not to the Bone. But I think that still puts me dead. Oh, I'm at 2, okay. So you're saying there's a chance. Moment's Piece off the top. Upkeep, will activate. Can't keep that. Draw. Nope. Alright, we're finally dead. Although I shouldn't have been in the game as long as I should have been. Like, they gave me like 3 extra turns where I could have theoretically drawn better to get in it, but I didn't. But it also looks like we didn't have much coming either. So, really, really close match. We're now 3-1. Let's finish this with a Heroes 4-1 finish by winning round number 5. The Gold Sabertooth times the Epic Storm collection has arrived with 3 full-size tokens showcasing the beloved Dark Ritual, CDH Rogsai, and Legacy of the Epic Storm for just $5. On the backs of these tokens, there's a place for my signature or a custom message. In addition to these sweet tokens, a friendly reminder that all orders that ship from theepicstorm.com also come with a signed Storm token from yours truly. The final round of this Pauper League, we are on the play. Nope. I think we'll keep this. Bottom the island. Play island. And let's play Glisteners here. Pass the turn. They play a bridge. We'll cycle Generous Ent. Go grab the forest. Play Simic Growth Chamber. Pick up the island. Pass the turn. So it looks like Grixis Affinity. We got lucky once. I don't know if we'll get lucky twice. Refurbish Familiar. I'll discard Gnaw to the Bone. End step we will scry. Keep the Mass Vandal. Play the forest. Mass Vandal. Get rid of that bridge. Pass the turn. Now they have a Great Furnace. They make a black. Okay. We'll scry 1. Keep Petitioners on top. That means I can discard this one. And now next turn I can blow up a land and start milling. They swing. Ouch. Play the land. We'll play Mass Vandal. Exile the Great Furnace. And now we'll play the Petitioners. And I think I'm supposed to begin by milling. Actually, no. Let's see what they do. Because if they play a Nile Spell on them, I don't want to mill myself. So there's no reason to do this at sorcery speed. Another bridge. Unfortunate. They swing. I think we're going to target them. Mill 12. Okay. I'll just take a draw. I don't think I want to risk not having the ability to mill. We'll play another Petitioners. And we'll target them again. No Cart Clan Shaman makes me nervous. They play an Ultra Monitor. And now they attack for 4. I'll go to 10. We'll scry. Land to the bottom. So they have 7 in the air plus a possible Galvanic Blast. I am not supposed to mill them this turn. I'll play my land. I need to target myself. Gnaw to the Bone has 7 creatures in the graveyard. I'm going to target myself with the Advisor. See if I can make it 8. And I do. And we'll flash back a copy of Gnaw to the Bone. I'll gain 16. Pass. They kill a Petitioners. So I was dead to that Galvanic Blast. They play another bridge. And another Galvanic Blast. Okay. And now they swing. I guess we'll attack for 3. Is there a reason to hold the land? I guess they wouldn't draw... I mean, them drawing cards off for Refurbish Familiar. I'll play the land. Pass the turn. They attack for 7, I'll go to 12. They play a Blood Fountain, that's not good for me. And now a Mirror Enforcer. They use the blood token to draw a card. End step will gain some life. Gain 20 up to 32. On profit, okay. Let's find another Petitioners, please. Trigger. There we go. So I can mill them right now. I don't know if I really see a downside because they can't kill me from 32. And if I hold this, they could wipe my board with a Karkland Shaman. So now we'll target them. Are they just not playing it? Or are they all in the bottom 8? Pass the turn. They play Reckoner's Bargain. 5 cards left in their deck. They kill my Petitioners. Now they swing. No blocks. I'm at 21. We draw another land. Swing. Play my land. Pass. They're down to 4 cards left in deck. Vicar Wellspring down to 3. I mean, I'm good with that. They play another Bridge. Refurbish Familiar. This draws them a card that's actively good for me. So now they only have 2 cards left. This time we will block the Mirror Enforcer because it gains 2 more life for my Gnaw to the Bone. I'm at 14. Then step will gain some life. I'm at 38. And we drew the Petitioners anyway. Too easy. Alright, so I guess this person just wasn't playing Karkland Shaman in their main deck, which I am honestly fine with. I think I do want the Blue Elemental Blast, as we discussed previously. Maybe you just board out all of the Moth Dust Changelings and you keep some number of Moments Peace, but that might be crazy. Let's try this. We opened up a no-lander. I would like to note, so one of my things that I was going to say at the end of the video, I think this deck needs 1 more land, and I would play that 1 land over the main deck Moments Peace. And this is a spot where 1 land would literally make the difference. So I'm surprised that it came up. It was something I was going to say at the very end, but this is an example of this hand is a keep if Moments Peace is land 18. Unfortunately, we must mulligan. I think we keep this. Bottom, the Fortune Teller. They play a Bridge. Island Pass. They play Great Furnace and Ichor Wellspring. I'll cycle Generous Ent. We'll go grab a Forest. We'll play Fortune Teller, pass the turn. Seat of the Synod. Refurbish Familiar. I'll get rid of one of the Simic Growth Chambers. Now a Nile Spellbomb. Drew another land. We'll play Winding Way. Name Creature. Only 1. Wow. That's some bad luck. Pick up the Forest. Back for 1. No point in holding it back. They use the Nile Spellbomb. Interesting. They play another Great Furnace. They swing for 2. We'll play the Forest again. We'll try another Winding Way. Creature. That time we pick up 3. We'll play a Pond Prophet. Trigger. Okay, I feel like I'm in a decent spot right now. Swing. They play a Blood Fountain. And they use the blood token to draw. A Tremonitor. And they swing. Gnaw to the Bone. We'll play our land. Listener Seer. We'll play Pond Prophet. Trigger. And a Petitioners. Now we'll pass. The Galvanic Blast. We'll mill them. And they hit a Karkland Shaman. So, Karkland Shaman is, it's bound to happen. Like, at some point I have to target them and they have a Blood Fountain. So, there's not a lot I can do about that. So, I think we just have to play through it. I have Blue Elemental Blast. You could bring in, like, Bazooka Bog, but I don't think that's worthwhile. They play another land. So, next turn they can use the Blood Fountain and get back the Karkland Shaman. Now they play an Artificer. And they swing. Alright, I'm at 8. Play Tangled Islet. We can play Petitioners and pass. So this time I'm going to want to target myself. And then we can Gnaw to the Bone. I feel like it was a little silly that they did the creature being Blood Fountain. Because now if they want to get back Karkland Shaman, they have to get rid of their creature. That's annoying. They have 8 damage in the air. So I have to do this now. Target myself. And I did not hit that many creatures. I guess it's going to gain 18. Alright, we'll gain 18. So Spellbomb is going to happen. They play another Tremonitor. And they had a Karkland Shaman in hand. Which might make the Blood Fountain play make more sense. We're going to use the Karkland Shaman 3 times. We'll scry 1. Keep the Petitioners. And then our board is going to get wiped. Now they use the Nile Spellbomb. So the one upside now is they don't have the mana to activate and get back a Karkland Shaman. We'll play Pond Prophet. Trigger. Gnaw to the Bone. That's actually pretty good. We'll play the Fortune Teller, and now a Petitioners. Pass. So they have 11 damage in the air, and I cannot block it. They have 2 cards in their hand. Okay, I'm at 7. Another Galvanic Blast. That might be enough to kill me here. So, need to think this through. I am a mana short of going Petitioners, Not to the Bone, and I would need to gain more life than I currently can. I think I'm dead. The Galvanic Blast killed me. I guess I'll draw a card. I don't know what my out would be here. Blue Elemental Blast doesn't keep me alive. Okay. It was a close one, but we didn't win it. I'm going to try swapping Moment's Peace for a Bojuka Bog. I don't know if it's correct or not, but it's something I'd like to try. On the play. Final game. Think we'll keep. This hand is not that good. Pass. Mass Vandal. We'll play Glistener Seer and pass. Wouldn't mind finding a Generous Scent. They play a bridge. Upkeep will scry. I think I'll bottom the land. I don't really feel like I need land 3 at the moment. We'll play Petitioners. If they kill it, I can always use the Mass Vandal then. So it's a little bit of a silver lining. They have land number 3. It looks like a Galvanic Blast. Maybe not. Ultra Monitor. And Ultra Monitor. Yeah. Upkeep, scry. I don't think we can afford to keep lands. We'll play the Fortune Teller. Pass. Vicar Wellspring. And another Ultra Monitor. That's terrifying. I'm going to be at 14. Draw. We'll play Pond Prophet. Trigger. Simic Growth Chamber was great. Pick up the land. And we'll pass. They play Blood Fountain. And they have Karkland Shaman. I mean, I had to tap out in order to set up. So I didn't feel like there was a lot I could do. So they get to draw a card here. We're going to Petitioners targeting ourselves. 7 creatures enter the graveyard. And now they'll attack for 9. I go down to 5. We'll play land. Not to the Bone. Means 22 life. We have to pass. They play Reckoner's Bargain. And now another land. 5 cards still in hand. They attack for 9. Yeah. We'll play land. Flashback Not to the Bone to gain 22. And then we'll play Mass Vandal. Target one of the monitors. Exile some creature that doesn't matter. Pass. They play Blood Fountain. Still 5 cards in their hand. They use the blood token and discard another Karkland Shaman. Okay. Refurbish Familiar. I'll get rid of a Not to the Bone. It's a close call there. They have 3 cards in hand. They swing for 6. We drew another land. I'll gain 20 with the Not to the Bone. I'm using this before they can potentially draw into a Nile Spellbomb. And then we'll play Winding Way. Creature. Okay. We are still in this. Swing. I think I'll just pass here. They have a Thoughtcast. Chromatic Star. They use Chromatic Star. They play a land. Still 4 cards. And there's the Nile Spellbomb. Okay, well, I used my resources well. Can't say that that wasn't true. I'll take 8. And they use the Nile Spellbomb right now. Another Winding Way. I'll play Petitioners. And I could have played Seer last turn, but I want to hold open Blue Elemental Blast so I don't get blown out by Blood Fountain into double Karkland. They're going to Pyroblast. I will Blue Elemental Blast. And then we'll play Glistener Seer. Swing. Pass the turn. Another Blood Fountain. Oh, geez. Yep. So these Karkland Shamans are never going away. They swing. We'll take 8. They play Reckoner's Bargain. And another land. Now they use the blood token. So if I could get lucky and draw Bojuka Bog, it would be insane here. But I have a clue token and then my draw step. So 2 chances for a 1 of 28. And they have a 3rd Karkland Shaman in hand. I'm going to Blue Elemental Blast this. They Galvanic Blast my Petitioners. Okay. Upkeep, let's scry. Suppose we'll keep Not to the Bone. Play Generous Scent. That can block some flying creatures. Swing. Opponent down to 7 minutes. They've seen half their deck and they've only played 1 Galvanic Blast, so I feel like blocking an Ultra Monitor would be a mistake. We'll block a Refurbish Familiar instead. I can afford to absorb 1 extra damage here to make sure my creature doesn't die. So they could still Blood Fountain, get back Karkland Shamans, and then sacrifice a bunch of their lands to kill my Generous Scent, but that seems really risky. They return Refurbish Familiar and Karkland Shaman. So maybe this was a bad idea, because I did not consider the Blood Fountain getting back the familiar. We'll get rid of a Gnaw to the Bone. And now they play the Shaman. They could sacrifice 5 lands and wipe my board. And it looks like that's going to be their line here. Okay. We'll play our Forest, Winding Way, Creature. Gnaw to the Bone gains how much? 8? I'm afraid if they draw another Nile Spellbomb, I'm going to hold off for now. I'll just play the Fortune Teller, pass the turn. We'll take 8 damage in the air, going down to 26. I'm sorry, 24. And step will draw off a clue token, draw for turn. Okay, let's do the Gnaw to the Bone, because I want to use the Mass Vandal. We'll exile an Ultra Monitor, and then we'll play Pond Prophet, trigger, play the land, and now we'll get in there. Swing. They play another land, 2 cards still in hand. They attack for 5, ouch, 27. We'll attempt a Persistent Petitioners. They have Pyroblast. We'll play Winding Way, Creature, play another Petitioners, and now we'll mill them for 12. And they have Cast Down. Okay, so they're now Hellbent. They're at 16 cards left in deck. This has been a really good match. We'll take 5 down to 22. End step. Let's use the clue token. We find a Glistener Seer, Gnaw to the Bone. We'll play Generous Ent and Glistener Seer. Attack for 3. Did we actually outgrind Affinity? Woohoo! Look at that. Persistent Petitioners is too strong. I mean, we lost a nail-biter of a match versus Gruul Ramp / Panza, and even with it being what I would imagine a bad matchup, we put up a really good fight. So I think if I were to do anything to the deck list today, it would be probably this. I'd take this main deck Moments piece, put it here. I'd take this sideboard Bazooka Bog, and I put it here. If you have a different utility land in the main deck that you think might be the secret spice, let me know. Like, I'm definitely interested in that feedback if you have it. Like, there might be some sort of land that sees play in, like, Turbo Fog that would be really good here. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud, but yeah. So I loved the deck. I would definitely play this again. It was a lot of fun. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I liked playing something that was a little bit different. I know it's not a Storm deck, but it's still a combo deck. And, well, that fits the bill for me. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. And as always, keep storming. If you enjoyed this video, you might also like the Eternal Glory podcast featuring myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Cobalt, known as Bosch and Roll, and Phil Gallagher, aka Thrabian University, where we discuss legacy theories, strategies, ban restricted announcements, and so much more. We're available on all major podcast platforms and YouTube.